Motorola is finally bringing back its A-game in the US. This brand new Motorola Edge Plus 2022 edition tries to check all the boxes and become a true iPhone 13 and Galaxy S22 rival. While all of this sounds pretty exciting and we love Motorola's passion to try itself in the flagship smartphone segment, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will translate into real life. But first of all, let's talk about the price of this phone. In the last couple of years, the Moto brand has been known for offering good mid-range smartphones that offer amazing value for the money. However, Motorola's attempts to break into the flagship device market have not been the most successful ones. And with a cost of nearly $1,000, the Edge Plus is in the same price range as the iPhone 13 Pro and the Galaxy S22 Plus. So this pricing is pretty bold for a company that's known to offer cheaper alternatives to Samsung's and Apple iPhones. Now, of course, with that price tag come big expectations for Motorola's new phone. The Edge Plus features the latest and greatest from Qualcomm, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor on the inside, coupled with either 8 or 12 GB of RAM. And if you thought there is a micro SD card slot, I'm sorry to let you know that there isn't one. On paper, this phone should be a beast of a performer with such a powerful chip, but is that the case in real life? Well, yes it is. The Motorola Edge Plus is blazing fast when it comes to opening apps, gaming, navigating the user interface, and so on. What was surprising to me is that the phone stays cold and doesn't generate much heat even when under stress. This processor was reported to have issues with overheating during heavy tasks, but that isn't the case with the Motorola Edge Plus at all. And RAM management is also great. This phone can easily keep more than 10 apps open, especially if you've got the version with 12 GB of RAM. And in terms of looks, it looks a bit conservative. The corners of the phone are round, but the overall shape of the body is boxier than earlier Moto phones. The display has very tiny bezels, which adds to the phone's sleek appearance, that's nice. And when it comes to the back and the size of the Edge Plus, I can't say I'm a fan. And the camera module looks a bit boring. It doesn't protrude a whole lot from the body, but it is covered by some type of cheap feeling plastic covering. And the back itself has a matte finish, but this phone is pretty slippery. I didn't like the power button locations also, they were a bit too high, and to add fuel to that fire, they're also a bit on the small side. At least they're clicky and offer good feedback, unlike the haptics of this phone, which are pretty weak. So unlike the last Moto Edge phone, this one has dual stereo speakers. And this is of course a step in the right direction, but still not quite enough, as audio output from Motorola's new flagship is loud but not very clear and lacks a bit in terms of bass and depth. And this phone also has plenty of smart tweaks and features that are popular among the brand's fan base. One of these is the infamous double chopping motion to turn the flashlight on and off, and this feature has been a part of Motorola phones for almost a decade now, and talk about brand identity, it's a cool one to have. Another flagship box checked by Motorola is putting an amazing display panel in this phone. The Edge Plus has a big 6.7-inch OLED display with 144Hz variable refresh rate. The maximum and minimum brightness is good, and the FHD Plus resolution seems to be more than enough. So all of this sounds impressive, right? Well, you might want to think again, see, this is really a great panel, but it is a Generation 1 OLED, which is a tiny detail that matters. What this means is that it's one generation older than the display used on the Galaxy S22 and iPhone 13 Pro panels, and while the Samsungs and Apples can go as low as 1 Hz when it comes to the variable refresh rate and as high as 120, the Motorola simply cannot go that low. And this phone's minimum refresh rate is actually 60Hz, as it switches between that and 90, 120 and 144, depending on what you're using it for. A big display should come with a big battery, but Motorola's new flagship phone doesn't pack the biggest one out there. It's still more than adequate. So what we've got here is a 4800 mAh battery that lasts me at least a day and sometimes a day and a half, which is a pretty good showing. One area Motorola has drastically improved on is charging. The previous Motorola Edge was stuck with the rather uncompetitive 30 watts fast charging speeds and no wireless charging whatsoever. This new phone breaks this pattern and features a very fast 68-watt charging and 15-watt fast wireless charging. And a full charge takes about 40 minutes from 0 to 100, and this means that this phone charges way faster than both the iPhone 13 Pro and the Galaxy S22 Plus, and this is one big advantage. But it's not all sun and rainbows. The catch is that the charger it comes with in the US is actually 30 watts, and this is a shame as the European version of the phone that we have here actually comes with the bigger 65-watt charger. Feels a bit unfair, doesn't it? So in the past, Motorola was never famous for its cameras. Yes, the brand has put an effort over the years in improving its overall camera performance and has even introduced some new takes on what a smartphone camera should be, but all of these attempts have fallen flat before. This time I was very hopeful when I found out Motorola is implementing a brand new 50 megapixel main camera and overall triple camera system. Well, unfortunately my excitement vanished quite quickly when I got this phone. I don't mean to sound harsh, because the 50 megapixel main camera is good and it does a pretty nice job when it comes to both daytime and nighttime photography. But it is the ultra-wide sensor where the struggle is at. Night shots using the ultra-wide camera often look blurry and out of focus and a bit grainy. And interestingly, the third camera that we have here is a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and I have no idea what it does. Don't get me wrong, I know what it is supposed to do, but I am sure that its contribution to the camera performance is so little that I think Motorola would have been better off just ditching it entirely and lowering the price of the phone, or replacing it with an actually practical camera like a zoom lens. So when it comes to video recording, it is about the same story. This phone can technically shoot in 8K at 30 frames per second, which is impressive, and it does a pretty good job with detail, but not so much with stabilization and audio recording. The three microphones of the Motorola struggle to eliminate outside noises, which is a bit of a bummer. Another con is the lack of a 4K 60 FPS video setting. I can't seem to wrap my head around why Motorola didn't include this shooting mode, as it has 8K video and the processor and RAM are obviously more than capable of handling it, but it's one thing to keep in mind. So let's draw a line in the sand and ask ourselves, who is this phone for, and is it worth $1,000? Now, I'm sure these are going to be the most asked questions about this phone. The Edge Plus 2022 edition is an all-around great device with amazing performance, features, display, and a solid battery. Still, its cameras are a bit behind, especially compared to the iPhone 13 series, but also to the S22 Ultra. And unfortunately, I think this will be enough of a reason for many to buy a flagship from another brand instead. Nowadays, cameras are very important, and when you pay $1,000, you expect amazing performance in every aspect of the camera system. Now, of course, there are people who prefer their phone to be very fast and also charge quickly and last them nearly 2 days, rather than have the very best cameras out there. And if you're one of those people, then this phone could be your best choice, especially if you get it at a good price. So that was all about the Motorola Edge Plus 2022 edition, a phone that is so close to catching up with its rivals, yes, yet at the same time a bit far away. So anyway, subscribe and click the notification button below if you enjoyed watching this video, and to also get the latest and greatest videos from us here at PhoneArena. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.